Well, time to update this list. About a year and a half ago, roughly 2 years ago, I made this video right here ranking Eminem diss tracks. And since then, we've got a couple new entries to add to our list. And since it's such a hot topic of discussion right now, I thought, why not update it? I did an honorable mention the last time I did this video. I'm not going to do that because it's pretty much the exact same songs again. But now we have 17 songs to rank instead of 14. And I know there's some other smaller ones, and I just didn't feel like any of the other ones that people recommended should be on this list. Shout out to my good homies over at Manscaped for sponsoring the channel. Use code Crypt 20 for 20% off of anything on the website, and you get free worldwide shipping. I definitely recommend the ball deodorant to keep your balls from stinking. Just bluntly gonna say it, that's how it works. It's fantastic. It's also anti-chafing, so if you're a bigger dude like I am and your thighs kind of rub together sometimes, it works great. Stops that right in its tracks. You pair that up with the boxers and it is game over. You are fine for a long time. And if you use my code, send me a screenshot of your order confirmed on Instagram and I'll follow you back. But okay, let's not waste any time diving into this. Number 17, we have the worst Eminem diss track that I have ever heard in my entire existence of life. Nick Cannon's Invitation canceled. Eminem is racist. Did you guys know that? There, I saved you 2.5 minutes of listening to this song. It's terrible. It's awful. Nick Cannon does this weird whisper rap thing that I hate so much. He plays this snippet from a very, very early Eminem song that's been around for 20 plus years in the public eye and act like nobody's ever heard it before and that he's found this new piece of damning evidence. It is so bad that the other members of Wild 'N Out that were on the 2 previous diss tracks just let him have his thing on his own. Let him go by himself. Number 16, we got an artist that you'll see a couple times on this list, Ray Benzino with Pull Your Skirt Up. God, this song sucks. This is the Ray Benzino that I know. Super basic and not intellectual with the bars. No complex rhyme schemes, no inner rhymes, barely any bookend rhymes. Still baffles me that he didn't hear that and it's like, maybe I should change that up a little bit. Just not a good diss track all in all. Number 15, we got a new entry since the last video that I did. Melly Mel with The Kickback. We're talking diss tracks, then I went back. Everybody get ready for the kickback. The first rap Hall of Famer still rapping like the 80s. No information was said in this. He had all kinds of different euphemisms for pill Cosby, Pill Clinton, making fun of Eminem's drug abuse that hasn't been a thing for 13, 14 years now. Yeah, just super basic, a lot of really loud gun sounds, and just not good. Number 14, we got the second installment of the Nick Cannon diss tracks with Pray For Him. I believe this came out either the day after or like 2 days after their first diss track, The Invitation, which you'll hear here in a few minutes. And over the years, I mean, it's not a terrible diss track by any means, but it's just not really clever. There's not really any new information discussed, and I view that as a pretty big criteria whenever I rank these diss tracks, because anybody can reiterate something that's been around for years. Had some cool bars from Hitman a couple times, Charlie Clips did his thing, but nothing really stuck with me. At number 13, I have As Is, What I Can't Say, and sometimes I feel like this is the worst diss track there is, because it's so much fabricated stuff and just randomly made up topics, trying to act like it's new information exposed to the world, but it's just lies. It's just made up stuff. Like his ex-wife Kim being his adopted sister, or him sleeping with his uncle Ronnie and sucking his dick. That just sounds like some random middle school insult that you pull from the back of your head. He raps really slow, raps off beat sometimes, does these weird punch-ins throughout the song too, and audibly just doesn't sound good. Number 12, we got Nick Cannon, The Invitation, and this is the last you'll hear of Nick Cannon on this list. Man made it 3 times, still could not crack the top 10. And I feel like the only reason that I'm ranking this one as high as it is because it got a tweet response from Eminem. The other 2 got nothing. But it is so wild to me that this dude made 3 songs and barely got a peep out of the man. Also, this one had a chorus on it that sounded really good for some reason. But yeah, I made a couple videos on those Nick Cannon diss tracks pointing out everything bad about them. But in the music video, nobody knew their words. They were turning their head because they just didn't know the words. So funny, man. Number 11, another one that I kind of struggle with because it's just a funny song. It's not really meant to be taken serious. It's by ICP. It's called Nothing But a Bitch Thing. Eminem is gay. That's what you need to know about this one. And pretty much everything that ICP ever said about Eminem. But those guys are like notorious trolls and just funny to listen to. They did a couple other things like Slim Anus, which is just remixing an Eminem song and changing a couple words, and then they debuted it live on TV. I feel like that as a tactic was better than this song, but I'm just laugh, and it's, I don't know, I feel right putting it right here. Cracking the top 10, and this has fallen down a little bit since the last ranking that I did, is The Game with Black Slim Shady. This was just a whole lot of him thinking he was doing what Eminem does, with very redundant disses that have been around for years and years, nothing new brought up, and it's like a 6.5 minute song of just rambling on and on. And again, this was just in response to people saying that he wasn't as good as Eminem. Eminem finally gave him a small retort, I think in the Easy Mill song, The Realest, where he said the only reason that your music is played in a club is because you still perform in them. And that was it. Game over. And I think because of that response, it dropped it even lower on this list for me. I just don't like the song. And it's disheartening because the game can rap his ass off. But this song just wasn't it. He was trying to do something that he just doesn't do. At number 9, another really new entry on the list, I have Benzino's Vulturious. And I think the only reason I have it this high up on the list, because it was a super basic song, very mediocre, is the line about Eminem being a square and not circling the block for proof. That bar was super hard, but that was the only super hard bar in the song. Rest of it, again, more stuff that we've heard before. Very basic rhyme schemes, basic rap delivery. But I did like the beat, and I think it had a little bit more impact than Black Slim Shady did, unfortunately. Coming in at number 8, we've got Everlast Whitey's Revenge. Again, another one that I'm always in the middle on. Sometimes I think it's really good. Sometimes it's just like, it's not really hitting today. I give him props for sure. There's a whole lot of gay stuff in this one as well. Again, an overarching topic in the early 2000 disses. But he did take a couple angles that were different, and I can truly appreciate that. And plus, this got Eminem to respond. Directly respond with a full song, not just 1 or 2 lines. So I feel like that gives it some merit to be a higher ranked song. Because Quitter came out of this, and Quitter is diabolical. Number 7, another weird one, is Mariah Carey's Obsessed. It's a singing song, not really a diss track per se, a diss singing R&B thing. There's no denying the whole song was about Eminem, even though there was no direct name call. And she predicted the weird beard. The guy in the music video looks like Eminem now, and Eminem didn't even look like that back then. It was a super fucking catchy song, and that's why it's so high on this list. Number 6, we've got Cannabis Airstrike featuring D12. Yes, that is right. D12, the group that Eminem was in, is featured on the song. And that is why this is so high on the list. One, Cannabis can rap his ass off, had some really crazy lines in this. Also some reused lines like everybody does. But he purchased a widely available D12 verse that they were selling to people and then rapped with them and just absolutely dissed the shit out of them. I respect that tactic like crazy. That right there immediately gets you in the top 10. And then you couple that with his rapping ability and some of these lines that he has, it's right there around the top 5. But coming in at number 5, a lot of people didn't know about this one in the last video either, is Evidence, the search for Bobby Fischer. I've since learned that Eminem did respond to Evidence in Quitter on this, on the second verse. I didn't realize that the last time I made this video. But there's a lot of disses in this one that are like rapper to rapper disses, and I think those are the more hard-hitting ones. For example, the line about him claiming to be a producer even though he doesn't do the stuff that producers do, you know that bothers him. That's got to be an insecurity, because Eminem's beats are very hit or miss. Sometimes they're dope, sometimes they're just like, what are you doing? And those insecurities, as an artist myself, those hurt the worst. Somebody can call me fat all they want. They can say anything about my appearance all they want, but the second they come at me with like, you say your R is weird, and in my mind I'm like, I fucking do say my R is weird sometimes. That's the stuff that bothers you, and that's the stuff that nobody else is really like, what? That dude said his R's are weird? But I'm like, fuck, my R's are weird. At number 4, this still blows my mind that I am about to say this. We got Ja Rule, Loose Change. He actually moved up a spot from the last video I did. The impact of this one was obviously crazy. The last line of the song sparked just a 2-decade long shit fest all over Ja Rule. But dude, he sounded so good on this, and I wish he rapped like this more. Everybody always says Ja Rule wants to be like Tupac. This is the closest he will ever get in this song right here. Just that fuck you energy, that assertiveness, that grit. Also called Eminem gay a lot, which I said is an overarching theme in the 2000s. But going back and listen to it, I gotta put it up here. Now entering in the top 3, I have Rap Elvis by Benzino. Cassidy. I think whenever I reacted to this last week, I said it was the best Eminem diss track I had ever heard. And depending on the day that you ask me, that could still be true. And bars-wise, punchline-wise, rhyme scheme-wise, it has to be. But there are 2 more that hurt a little bit more, that I feel like. There's some really good topics in this that haven't really been discussed, like all the people leaving Shady Records and him being a shitty label manager. Got another line about Proof, just really digging under the skin. There's some really heavy-hitting stuff in this song, and like I said, the rhyme schemes are just immaculate, because Cassidy wrote it. But with the whole ghostwriting allegations, that's true. It's really hard to put it at number 1. It's hard to really put it in the top 3, top 5, because you don't know who actually made it. I'm just not denying the lyrical prowess in the song, because it truly is insane. But these next 2, I feel like edge it out just a little bit more. And number 2, I've got K-Rhino, Fuck Eminem. This song has some of the most creative disses that I have ever heard towards Eminem. And then the most hard-hitting one, talking about Eminem's love for Tupac, but if Tupac was still around, Eminem would be one of the guys that he would shit on. You just know that's gotta hurt him so bad. There was never a response to this. I wish there would have been, because that would have been crazy. Whether it be because he's not really well known, or because there was just too much that he didn't really want to go after. Regardless of the circumstances, you cannot deny this song. But that leads me to the number 1 diss track, MGK's Rap Devil. Now, is it the best with the punchlines? No. Is it the best overall song out of all of them? No. Did it have the most impact? Abso-fucking-lutely. I did another video on this talking about the direct impact that Rap Devil had on Eminem and his trajectory in his career, and it just opened the floodgates, man. There is a reason that half of this list is songs that have been made since Rap Devil. Everybody saw that you could go after Eminem and you wouldn't lose your fucking life, and that is why it's number one. But that's the end of this video. Let me know your guys' rankings down below. Where did I mess up? What songs did I leave out? I really want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I really like doing these ranking videos. They're fun. I'm doing a live show Saturday, February 24th. It's my first show in like 3 years. I have no idea the next time I'll do a show, if I ever do another show, because I'm about to get married. So you don't want to miss it. It's completely free. There is no cover charge. It's in my hometown and just trying to support some local businesses. So come on out, grab some food, grab some drinks, and let's party together. But that's it. I love you guys. This is my song right here if you want to check me out. Lately I've been overthinking shit, but now it's time to change. I've been making raps for people that don't even know my name. I've been making songs for hoes that show me nothing but some hate, hoping I can say some rhymes that might just change the ways. But one thing I've come to learn, hatred isn't blind. People hear the truth, but they choose to believe the lies. People see the talent, but closing both of the eyes. Seems like any way I try, it's uphill when I go to fight, but I got my boots laced up.